Welcome to Celebrity Spotlight Radio with your host, Tony Saillant. And earlier today, I had a great interview with the director of the film Young Plato. That's right, Young Plato. And her name is Neasa Ní Chianáín. That's right. What a tongue twister that is. But what a beautiful name that is. You know, the film is about schoolboys and their inner world. What is a boy's role when social roles are negotiated anew? And how are they reacting to their changing place in society? The central character is an ambitious philosophy teacher who brings Plato and Nietzsche to all boys' Catholic primary school, teaching the boys to connect with their feelings to a class of children who grew up in Belfast, an environment where violence keeps interrupting their daily life. Now, this is a remarkable film because, as you can see in the interview, she explains exactly what this movie is about. And you know, I studied in college. I studied philosophy. I took a few classes. I thought it would help me better in my courses in engineering because, you know, I'm an aerospace engineer before the entertainment business. And I was curious after seeing this film how the children bonded with this whole concept. And I just think the principal of the school is such a brilliant person that I think this should be taught in all the schools. It's just brilliant. So on November 14th, this film, Young Plato, is going to be playing at the docnyc 2021 festival. So check it out. I will put the links in the description below where you could get and purchase tickets. Also, you could check out the trailer. And please, I think everyone should see this film. Young Plato. God bless. Welcome to the show, Neasa Ní Chianáín. I love your name. I love it. It's great.
Thank you. I love how it sounds in your language.
She's the director of a film called Young Plato. And I found it amazing. Would you please tell our audience what the film is about?
Well, it's a film. It's set in Ardoyne in Belfast, which is a small Catholic enclave surrounded by Protestant communities. And in the Troubles, it was a pretty active place, and it's socially deprived, and it has all the ills that brings: problems with drugs, with dissident Republicans, and such. And it's a film about a headmaster there who runs an all-boys school, and he's changing the lives of these kids by introducing them to philosophy from the age of 4 to 11. Wow. And he's getting them to see beyond like the boundaries of their lives, to question everything, to question the narratives that may have been handed down to them by their parents. And it's basically teaching these kids to think for themselves.
Joe, how did you come up with such a brilliant title?
Oh, do you know what? That was my partner and producer, David, who came up with that title. He's always good on titles.
Wow, that was brilliant. Brilliant. I love it. You know, that's what attracted me to it. And just so you know, when I was in college, I studied philosophy.
Okay, great.
You know, and I totally get it, but I didn't. You know, I think it should be taught to all the kids. I think it's great.
I think we should all study philosophy, shouldn't we? I mean, we should all study Stoicism, and just, you know, like, it's such a great tool to help navigate, you know, whatever life throws at you.
Right, because I studied engineering before the entertainment business, so you know a lot of it. You know, you have to have a mindset for that. Trust me. Yeah, I was an aerospace mechanical, so.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That makes me nervous already.
So NASA's a perfect name. Get it? So, what do you hope to accomplish with this film?
Well, I think if people see it in a very, because it's an observational film, so there's no interviews, there's no voiceover. You're basically like brought into this world, and you see how it changes or helps these children. basically. And I hope that like if they can do this in Ardoyne with all the challenges that they have, which is basically like, post-war zone, they could do this anywhere. And I would love if people just took this on board and saw and understood the importance of teaching critical thinking, especially in today's world when, all that misinformation and truth. And we need to have people thinking independently and making decisions for themselves
So I
and
agree
not
with you.
just following these narratives that are being thrown at us from every other angle.
Yeah.
So
So
that's what I hope. I hope that the next generation of kids are thinkers all around the world.
yeah. Oh, whoa, boy, we're in trouble. Do you think philosophy then should be taught in all the schools? You know,
I do, yeah. From a very young age, I think forget this rote learning. Get kids questioning, get them listening to other ideas, get them to respect other ideas, and then get them not to be afraid to change their position if they think some other idea resonates better with them. Yeah,
watching the film, Mr. McGravery, is that his name?
McArevey, yeah,
McGreevy. Okay.
McArevey,
He
yeah.
has such great ideas. He has a lot of passion for teaching, the kids. And I wish all teachers were like him. I wish all my college teachers, that
Yeah.
were exactly like him. I believe we would live in a better world, a more understanding world. Do you agree?
Oh, like 100%. Like it is, some of us have been blessed with that teacher that left their mark on you. And like Kevin McArevey is one of those teachers. Like nobody forgets being introduced to Kevin McArevey because he is driven by a passion and he is determined to switch everyone on to the joys of philosophy because I think the philosophy changed his own life. I mean, he grew up in a very, very tough neighborhood in North Belfast. He came from a Republican family. They would have been involved in the Troubles. He would have sorted out all his problems with the fist at one stage in his life. And then, he evolved and he knows the damage that can do. And he evolved, he discovered philosophy and it brought him to where he is. He's running this amazing school where the kids have, got a great academic record because they've been taught to think for themselves and because they have this confidence in their own opinions.
Right.
And for a socially deprived school, that's quite an amazing achievement.
Yeah. Now I noticed that he connects very well with Elvis, and in the beginning of the movie, in the middle of the movie, at the end of the movie, is that the place that he goes to when he feels stressed? I noticed that he mentioned that to the students when he was teaching his students uh, about stress and anxiety, and to go to that special place in their mind.
Yeah.
So is that what he?
Gracelands. Gracelands, that's where he does. He closes his eyes and he's in Gracelands and it's all okay.
Because even his cell phone, is like Elvis.
Oh,
He's
all
like,
the phones, all the ringtones on his phone. I mean, the guy's obsessed. Even his office, it's just it's the Pope on one side and then Elvis on the other side. There are quotes written on the wall from Elvis. Yeah, Elvis is the king in Kevin's life.
Now he said a quote. He said, "Violence breeds violence, and it never stops."
Mm.
Uh, do you believe that?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I mean, it's like anything, it just escalates. Like, where do you stop,
Yeah.
until everybody is damaged and everybody is hurt. Yeah. And I think that's what he was trying to get through to those kids is like, there are other ways to sort things out. And that's why the philosophy board was such a fantastic idea of his. Like, he has this board outside the headmaster's office in the corridor. And if ever there's any kind of confrontation or a fight, the kids are sent to the philosophy board and they're left there alone to figure out to answer 3 questions: what happened, what should have happened, and where do we go from now. And I saw it myself. I witnessed it several times, crying, really upset kids coming to the board having just like beaten the hell out of each other on the playground, and then calming down and having to really analyze like where did that anger come from, what triggered me, like what set me off, why did I react in that way. And by the end of it, they're all just chit-chatting about their, whatever football match they watched the night before or whatever, and they walk away as friends. And it's a really, really powerful tool. And he doesn't even have to intervene. Like, he just kind of comes out at the very end of it and he says, well, guys, like, what did you discover? And and they talk it through. So it's quite amazing. I was really impressed by
How,
what a
how,
simple thing like that worked.
I was impressed by all the students. It's just amazing. And it's hard because life for the kids is very difficult today.
Yeah.
Not like when I was growing up. I feel like children have more stress now due to the division of the world, the violence right in their own backyard, and now dealing with the coronavirus.
Yeah.
What is your deep message from this film, and what do you hope that parents learn from this? Actually, all of us.
I think talk to each other. Keep talking. Keep the dialogue open, because it's through that everything you discover things. Things aren't hidden then. It's not like to kind of not leave it to an emotion arising, like just talk it through. Find out, where did that come from? Why did that come from? And get away from screens. Everyone disappears into screens and people don't talk to each other anymore. And so if the kids are upstairs playing whatever Fortnite or whatever, in the evenings, parents aren't checking in with their kids, where they're at emotionally. Social media, whatever, all the stuff, all the bad stuff that happens there on social media, that kids are continually bombarding. It's no longer just bullying in the school. Like, there's no respite. It's there constantly. So I think yeah,
Yeah,
stop the screens, talk to each other,
yeah,
find out where you're at, and then you can solve anything.
that is so true because I have Eminos too, Ted Koch, a long time. He was the executive producer of Special Victims Unit, a very good friend of mine. We had
Uh-huh.
dinner with a bunch of people, and everybody had a cell phone. And the first thing he said was, "I want everybody to put your cell phone in the middle of the table, and the first person that touches it has to pay the entire bill."
That's great.
And I'll tell you, no one absolutely touched their phone. It was great, but he comes from a world like I do. I didn't grow up with a cell phone. We had a
Mm,
lot of communication. We talked to people. My parents always spoke to me.
mm,
They always went to PTA meetings in the school. They were always
mm,
aware of where I was, and
mm,
we had a curfew. It was a different time, but I guess now it's the cell phones are so distracting, so
mm,
watching this film and how the teacher just uses philosophy to bond with the kids was just amazing. And
mm,
they were actually learning this
mm.
whole process. And I was just amazed. Um,
Yeah,
Now you have
yeah.
another co-director, correct?
Yes, Declan McGrath. He's a Belfast filmmaker, and it was he who discovered the story. And he came to me and said, "Look," because he knew that I worked observationally, and he asked me if I wanted to get involved. So yeah, it was Declan, because he grew up in North Belfast, so he had a good handle on that community.
Now, how long did it take to do this whole process? Because I know that filming the kids, did you have to take a few takes or,
Uh,
'cause
well, it wasn't like I didn't do takes because we filmed out of observation, but I had to hang around a lot for them to get used to us and to just accept that we were there and to stop looking in the camera and just to get on with their own lives. So yeah, there was a lot of hanging around and getting them used to us so that we were no longer a novelty or a distraction in their lives, and they just focused with whatever was unfolding in the school. So that kind of filming takes time. So I would say we were there, and the whole COVID thing happened in the middle of it, so that made it longer than we expected, because we wanted to film an academic year.
Right.
And then the break came with Easter, and so then we went back the following year for another term from September to Christmas. So we were kind of on it 2 years really at the end of the day of between research, between getting everybody on board, and then starting the academic year.
Now the film is playing at the New York City 2021 festival, correct?
docnyc, yeah, yeah.
Right, and it's gonna play starting on November 14th, correct?
Yeah, the world premiere is on Sunday at 4 o'clock, November 14th, and it's also then on the Monday, the 15th as well. So it plays twice in Cineplus,
Right.
Cineplace Cinema, and yeah, we're really excited. This is the first time it's going out there, so we'll see
Wow,
what people
wow.
think, and
Well,
hopefully the reaction will be good.
I saw the film and I loved it, and I wish I saw the film when my son was 3 because now he's 27. So, but it would have helped a lot. Trust me. You know, I
Yeah,
thought it was it's an excellent film in my opinion. I think you you should also consider yourself visionary headmaster because it's truly a brilliant film. I think both of you did a great job. You know, and
thank you.
I think a lot of people are going to learn from this film on and maybe use philosophy for educating the kids. You know,
Well, I hope so. I mean, I would love if it was just part of the curriculum for all kids. It would be. I think we'd be living in a very different world if people, learn to critically think and think things through before they reacted. So,
so God bless and thank you and I
oh,
good luck with the film and I'm going to spread it around. So
thank
I really
thank you very much.
thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. All right, but listen, thanks a million.
Thank you. God bless.
Thanks, love.
Bye bye.